Let me hear it.
I can blame liberalism for the fact that we tolerate alcohol abuse in this society
What do you want
and
to do
see
about
it as a lifestyle choice.
Can I hear you?
Liberalism.
If someone is
Why wouldn't
addicted
people-
to
why wouldn't people
alcohol,
addicted to
they
alcohol?
should be
Can I hear
forced by the state to have help. Yes.
Forced by the state.
Forced by the state.
And a lot of right-wing people.
Can I hear you?
I am a Christian, I think that.
I
I'm not
hear
right wing.
Well, but I know, but it's not liberalism. That's what I'm saying.
No,
hear you?
What is liberalism?
But I'm saying alcoholism isn't liberalism.
Liberalism is about giving the maximum
Okay.
amount of
I'm
freedom
gonna
to
pay you money to
individuals
hear you.
to live
Yeah.
their own life
Yeah.
in their own way.
But it doesn't mean
desperate
liberalism is
for
about
money.
alcoholism. Does it?
How much money do you need?
Liberalism sees alcohol
I'll give you
abuse
money,
as
yeah?
a lifestyle
That's
There's a
choice.
problem.
How much money
But
do
not
you
a
need?
problem that it's willing to bring
give you
people
money.
out of.
I think
It's like
there's
looking.
funding within.
It's like looking at people drowning.
Liberals don't want to.
No,
see,
hold on.
The liberals don't want to see people being alcoholics, do they?
No, they do actually allow
They
them
don't
to
want
be.
to see
Sorry,
people being alcoholics.
I'm sorry.
Do they, Bob?
In another life,
Do they, Bob?
Let me address that point.
Yes, go on.
Right. In another life,
Yes.
I worked for a pharmacy.
Yes.
Right? And in that pharmacy,
that's bullshit.
rather than helping people who are addicted to opioids come off their addiction,
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
all
They're
that
parking
we
on
did,
methadone.
Yeah, I'll tell you
all
what
that we
you are,
did,
yeah?
Parking them
and
on
it was
methadone.
funded by the state,
Yeah, parking
was
them on
simply
methadone.
to park them
I'm
on
gonna-
methadone.
I know.
I'm
The
gonna cut
British
this man
liberal
£30
state.
But then-
to buy you
Look,
drugs,
one
and
second.
you're-
Let me finish.
Yeah, yeah. I wanna
ban
Right?
alcohol, do
The
you?
British, no, I don't.
I don't know
The
what you're
British state, which is a
Oh, the
liberal
British.
state,
Yeah.
sees
All
the
right, so you're
drowning
against the
man
Muslims and
and
the
says to him,
No.
here's a lifeboat,
Oh, where do you
use
come
it
from, brother?
if you want to.
Bob, they did park people methadone.
They do,
They did.
not did,
But-
they're doing
but
it
when
now.
when they see it doesn't work, they're trying something else. aren't they?
No, they're not trying something
They're
else.
trying something else.
Well,
I know
that's
something.
changed very
I know
recently
something.
then.
Well, in the last few
When
years,
I worked
but
in
yeah,
a pharmacy, they
you are
certainly
right, they
didn't.
did. But I'm not
Yeah,
saying
£20
liberalism
for
isn't
you to fuck
alcoholism,
up,
is
yeah.
it? Liberalism
Can I
isn't
hear him?
alcoholism, is it? They aren't encouraging alcoholism, are they?
Yes, they do.
They're not encouraging alcoholism.
Yes, they do.
They'd rather see people not being alcoholics.
This
But
liberal
there's a certain
culture,
free choice.
no, this liberal culture licenses people to drink alcohol to the point of their own oblivion, as demonstrated
how would
here.
you see? How would
All
you
right,
see?
okay,
Right?
don't
would you
judge
see
me.
So,
culture do?
I'm not
Hey,
judging
man,
you, bro.
man,
What
have
I'm
you
saying
been
to you, man up,
Have you let me
because
cut
what you
your
are
order?
right now is not a man.
So what are you?
I'm not drunk.
So what are you doing?
So, brother, I'm a Christian.
what are you doing?
So, what I'm saying
Come
to
on.
you,
So you're holier than
We
me.
have
Are you
a
holier than
society.
me?
Yes.
Speak to me.
that because I'm talking to him now.
It's all right, it's all right.
So we have a society
Listen,
that
let's
has
go to-
licensed the use of alcohol
Yes.
to the point of public destruction.
Yeah.
And it literally is destroying our society
All right. So
in
you're-
every conceivable
All right,
way.
are you the one
It has been
causing a riot
before.
here?
Yes,
since Middle
and
Ages.
the reason why
That wasn't liberalism.
No,
Middle
hold on
Ages,
one
was it?
second. The reason why is because
You
we
can't
live in a
even speak to
culture
a man,
that
can
is
you? When you're
consumerist,
challenged, you can't
is
speak.
consumerist,
Yes.
and that
But that's
seeks
not
to-
liberalism either. Consumerism isn't liberalism.
It's part of liberalism.
Well, it's part of the right-wing culture in America as well.
It's part of the liberal worldview.
Well, it's part of right-wing culture in America as well, isn't
You're
it?
trying to separate liberalism into right and left and
Yeah, I am.
distance
Yeah.
liberalism from the left.
Well, no, I'm saying that it isn't the left that wants alcoholism.
You don't
is it?
understand. You don't understand what liberalism is. Liberalism is the move from
Everybody you have.
no.
to do what
It's
they
a
want.
move from a theistic worldview to an anthropic worldview, anthropological worldview. It is when society moved the idea of God as the centre of its raison d'etre and replaced it with the idea of humanity.
So right-wing people who don't believe in God are liberal.
Also,
They're liberal.
along with communists.
They're liberal.
Yes.
Communists are liberal.
Yes.
But communists enforce a lot of rules on people, don't they?
All of
And
these
they cause-
ideologies are liberal.
Like China, they're actually enforcing people's behaviour now. They're bringing like social media and social what do you call it? Social
when the
capital,
newfangled,
aren't they?
when
Like,
the new,
they're supposed to
let's be
communists,
clear.
aren't they?
Let's be clear, because you've got to understand the historical context.
Yeah.
When the newfangled ideas of the Enlightenment emerged,
Yes.
they were understood as liberal ideas.
Yes. But do you see? Have you
Now,
seen that
out of that,
China?
sorry, one second.
Go on.
Out of that Enlightenment
Yeah.
emerges both your Nazi, your capitalist, your socialist, and your communist.
All right, but if the communists
That's
now,
why they're
if the
all
communists
liberal.
now in China are saying that basically they're bringing the social capital in, and what they're saying now is that if people are alcoholics or spend a lot of money on alcohol, they're going to get less social capital, and in the end they're not going to be able to fly on planes, and that's a communist technocracy now, and they're trying to stop people being alcoholics by basically giving a.
Are you a communist by any chance?
Why would I be a communist?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Why would I be a communist?
Are you a communist?
I was reading what China are doing, and
just
China
asking.
are. Why would I be a communist?
I don't know if you are. Are you a communist? I'm asking you.
I've no idea.
If you are,
He,
don't be, if you
he
know,
doesn't.
end up saying
He doesn't
yes.
know if he's a communist.
Well, what's a communist?
Do you know what a communist is?
Well, I noticed that these communists are in China, but they've got some capitalist version of communism. haven't they?
So, are you a communist?
Not as far as I know.
Not as far as
I
you
don't know. Tell me what communist, and I'll tell you whether I am or not.
Communist is the one who seeks to implement the philosophy of Karl Marx.
I've never read Karl Marx. I've never read Karl Marx.
You've never read Karl Marx?
No, I've never read Karl Marx.
Okay.
No.
So just for my own inquiry, where do you come from on this ideological spectrum? Where do you sit?
I don't sit on that ideological spectrum.
Brother, you're either unbelievably conceited or you're lying. Because everyone sits on an ideological spectrum.
Well, okay, you ask me some questions, and I'll be able to tell you what I can tell you what I think about them, can't I? But I can't tell you I sit on this. I'm not here like.
Is there a case that you don't know where you sit on the ideological spectrum?
No, on each different thing, I'll say what I think. If you ask me a question, I'll tell you what I think about it. But I'm not here with an ideology. Do you understand?
Okay, fair enough. So you're a pragmatist.
What's a pragmatist? Go on, Bob.
So a pragmatist is
making
someone
your life more
who
difficult.
Well, no,
who
it's
takes
interesting, it's interesting.
a pragmatist.
I've not
joking,
talked to
he's
Bob before. I like Bob.
joking.
A pragmatist is someone who makes a decision point by point, and they might make a decision following one solution one time,
and then reserve it.
and then make a totally different solution to the same problem.
If they learn more, if they learn something new.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a pragmatist.
Yeah,
Okay, so you do fit on an ideological spectrum.
All right, okay, there you are. I'm not saying I didn't. Like,
I just didn't know whether you didn't know or whether you were just
am I a
pretending not
Christian?
to
Am
know.
I well, I needed more explanation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my fundamental point to you is on the
Yes.
question of alcohol abuse.
Yes.
On the question of its abuse.
Yes.
Which is undeniable. It's killing the English. It's killing my own community.
There's been a problem with alcohol
What, bro?
by the year dot. Since
No, it
the year
hasn't.
dot.
No.
Since the year dot. In
Yeah.
the Middle Ages, everyone used to drink beer because the water was fucked.
That's
Yeah,
very
so that's.
true.
But the point is,
And
that
that's
is
very
avoiding a
careful.
worse problem, which is contaminated water.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So there is a
But
reason.
they
for
weren't
that.
liberal then, were they?
No, definitely
No,
not.
they weren't.
But they weren't
In the Middle
abusing alcohol. Alcohol was the safest thing to drink. So in terms
like
of
party time, no?
it's but the point is in those times,
Yes.
right? It would not have been considered a sign of masculinity to get annihilated. That is not.
think so?
No, because a Christian is someone who is self-disciplined, and so.
Do you think there's a lot of Christians
Can
around?
I finish?
Go on.
So to be in control of your passions to the medieval
Right.
man was the truest sign of masculinity.
Do you think they actually lived like that, or was that
Yes,
your
they did.
imagination?
Yes, they did. In
Really?
terms of, yes, they did. You just need to read some history. In terms
Well,
of,
history is that they were
in terms
killing
of,
each other
brother,
and, like,
in terms of,
crazy.
brother,
There was, like, some horrible
brother,
people in charge and- Go on.
brother, in terms of our modern society today, one of the definitions of masculinity, particularly amongst the white working class, is to annihilate yourself with alcohol.
Absolutely,
That
yeah.
somehow that proves
People go through it, don't
that
they?
you are a man.
People go through that. Yeah.
It-
That's
it
not
is-
liberal, is it?
It is not. It is licensed by liberalism.
But it's not liberal, though, is it?
No, it is. Because in the liberal
liberal,
worldview,
Bob, come on!
it is, brother.
Bob, it's not liberal!
It is. It really is. Because in the liberal worldview, the idea is that the individual decides his own destiny,
Yeah.
his own raison
And what have
d'etre,
you got against that?
his own
What have
identity.
you got against that?
I've just expressed it.
Well, you think
One
there
of the
needs to be some
reasons-
legislation for people not to decide what they want to do? That's like communism or
No,
fascism, isn't
what
it?
I'm saying is,
Isn't it?
when someone is an alcoholic,
Yes.
our society should not park them on methadone
Right.
and leave them there.
Right.
They should be
I
forced to
think you're
come
right.
off their addiction.
Forced.
Yes.
How?
Forced.
How forced?
Well, I think the best way is that they are removed from their environment,
Arrested.
yes, placed into a centre,
So like
and
China,
given
basically.
cold
Like China.
turkey.
Like China is doing.
I am not against harsh discipline.
Well, like China is doing.
There are other Christian.
China's doing that with Muslims, isn't it? There are a million Muslims or something.
Oh,
aren't there?
in terms, let's be clear.
Getting re-educated.
Let's
into
be
communists,
clear.
aren't they?
Let's be
Aren't
clear.
they? Aren't they?
In terms of harsh discipline,
Yes.
I'm much more in favour of Russia's approach.
Russia.
Yes, Russia's approach is cold turkey. That's Russia's approach. And I think that is a better approach that we need to practice in the
They
UK.
jail alcoholics in Russia.
I don't know if they jail them.
There's some fucking serious drinkers in Russia, Bob.
I know there are. I know there are. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Really serious drinkers.
Absolutely.
I mean, if
They-
you have a drink
they-
with some
they
Russians,
drink vodka like
they're
water.
like they will talk to
I
you and they
agree.
will taste it and everything.
And it's destroying the Russians.
So which Russians get arrested for being alcoholics?
I don't know if they get arrested.
Ah,
I know that
Bob,
the state solution.
I see.
I don't know if the state solution involves arrest, but what it does involve is cold turkey, and that's what we
for
need in the
junkies?
UK.
For junkies?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't like
Yeah.
junkies. Right. Yeah,
Right.
they don't like-
And the fact of the matter is that that is better than the license that we give to alcohol abuse in the UK.
Well, I suppose a liberal would see heroin as
Medicine.
this is what I would say actually. I say you find what I do believe, they describe like heroin addiction as a social problem. They want to, liberals, they seem to want to move away from arresting people and being a criminal thing.
They want to
And
legalise
help.
it.
They want to help people. Legalise
I think
it,
they
or
wanna-
they want to help
they-
people.
And let me tell you why they want to legalise it.
Go on.
They want to
Go on.
legalise it so they can packet it, stick a label on it, sell it to
Yeah.
you,
Last
and then
manifesto,
put a
the last
tax on it.
manifesto, they were gonna legalise
That's
weed.
what they want to
Possibly
do,
true.
and that's why they want to do it.
That's
Richard
possibly
Branson
true.
wants to legalise cannabis so he can have a brand of cannabis called
Absolutely,
Virgin
yeah.
Cannabis.
Yeah, without doubt.
That's what Richard Branson
I
wants
think
to
that's
do.
true. Yeah.
And that's why we need.
When he get on his flights, then he can have a
He is a liberal.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to oppose liberalism, because liberalism has failed the West. It's failing the working class.
But what do you want instead of liberalism?
Christianity.
Yeah, no, but what do you think but in terms of
I'm
law?
surprised he had to
In
ask
terms
that
of-
question.
In terms of reality and law, what
But is
do
there
you
a
want?
legal Christian?
I want laws to be informed by Christian ethics. That's what I
But
want.
for non-Christians?
Yes.
Why?
In the same way that
Why?
I'm
you
going
charge-
to answer
will
the
you-
question.
will you
You don't need
charge-
to ask it twice. In the same way that liberal nationalism imposes the values of liberal nationalism on everyone, irrespective of their religion.
They want people to be national.
Will you charge jizya
Liberal
like the Muslims?
nationalism, yeah.
Liberals want people to be national.
Yeah, you've got a lot of packaging
Tommy
around this.
Rabbit Robertson.
No, that is not necessarily a liberal form
But like
of
he's
nationalism.
quite nationalist, isn't he?
Well, so is David Cameron.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but and is he liberal?
Is David Cameron Tommy Robinson?
Is he a liberal?
Definitely he is.
He's liberal.
David Cameron is definitely.
He's a liberal.
Yes. So is Jeremy Corbyn.
Corbyn, yeah. Well, you would think Corbyn is left wing. Yeah,
So you equate liberalism with the left.
I don't think
I don't
Cameron.
know. I mean, liberalism in America means a different thing than it does over here, doesn't it?
Liberalism to a Christian means anyone who puts humanity at the centre of their civilization and worldview.
So it's like quite all-encompassing, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Like right-wing people would be like Texans with guns and everything would be called liberal.
to me they are. Right-wing nationalists are liberals like left-wing communists.
Bizarre.
Because both of them build their ideology on
I know this, but you
anthropology,
come out with someone
on the
who's-
idea of
like
the self
reason-
as the god.
The reason why I